actress,
Cameron
and
Alana.
Alana, who wrote, produced, directed
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was trying, I made myself remember what I want to say, which is I think it's one of the most emotionally rewarding films I can name because, I mean, it's so well made and so well written. And then that scene when the father is finally explaining what's really upsetting him and his guilt, that's just the greatest thing. Like, I just feel, it makes me feel really good. I get a little teary, but the good kind of teary, because I'm so happy that they're repairing it and he's expressing himself that way.
So I think that, like, my aim with this was, well, there's a couple of things. Like, I think we live in this, like, ultra PC world at the moment, where we kind of, like, beat people down if they aren't ultra woke. And I just think, like, every person is on a journey. Like, Ian is not, you know, a monster or a bigot or whatever. He just has not experienced this before. He was not expecting it. It's caught him off guard. He's on a journey. Like, we're all on a different journey. You know, I'm vegetarian now. I ate meat my whole life growing up. You know, there's different things, different subject matter that you kind of learn and grow and experience, and then you kind of, like, change your perception of things. And I think that was kind of where I was wanting to go with this. Like, you know, he's just on a journey like everybody else, and hopefully people can watch it and maybe recognize themselves in it and learn something from it.
For sure. And wonderfully directed, great acting. In fact, everyone loved when she laid down the law and said, if you screw things up with your son, like, we're not going to make it.
Yeah, that was my favorite line.
Yeah. Very happy that one of the parents reacted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Really, and so that's just where the idea came from. You wanted to address people in situations where they're
Yeah, there
not
was
being
that.
where they're being more natural in a way. I mean,
It was also that, like, I think this story has been done a gazillion times, but you always see it from the kid's perspective and them struggling with the parent not accepting them. And I wanted to see it, like, what is the experience of the parent going through this and having a hard time for it, and kind of understanding it from that perspective. Because actually there's a film called The Family Stone, and Sarah Jessica Parker is in it, and there's this scene in it which always stuck with me, where the family has a gay son, and Sarah Jessica Parker is, like, the girlfriend of one of the siblings or something, and she was like, well, surely you didn't wish that for your child. And the mother is so grossly offended, and she was like, you would never wish for your child that their life is going to be harder. Like, you know that their life is going to be harder being gay. And I think that's kind of, like, the experience here. I wanted to see it from the child, the parents' experience of, like, dealing with that, and it's just something that I hadn't personally seen before, and I wanted to explore.
yeah. In fact, had anyone seen? I hadn't. That was, I think, a reaction of many people on the jury. It was, wow, we've never seen this story before. Which,
Right.
you know, there's been a lot of stories told. So, congrats.
Thanks.
Nice. Any questions? Right there.
Excuse me, miss, but how did you go
I
about...
don't know you at all.
Tell us a bit about the casting process. Like, how do you... Because the actors are just exceptional.
Right,
So how did you know you got it right?
Yeah, this started out as a project. So I'm an actor. Cam's an actor. They're actors. We all go to the Beverly Hills Playhouse. It started out every year. The Playhouse has a film festival where they encourage their students to make films. And so Michael Ian, our lead in this, was actually my teacher when I was at the intermediate level, and now, like, I'm advanced level, and we're all in the same class. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for him as talent, and I wanted to cast him. Rahat, who plays Ryan, blanking on the name. Rahat was also at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. Briefly, he is having a successful career. And obviously Cam, and then Brian, all the actors were from the Beverly Hills Playhouse. So it was a nice sort of easy casting process, because I kind of was, I wrote something, and then I was like, okay, I had Michael in mind for the lead, and then I was like, I had a couple people in mind for Ryan's role, and then I was like, okay, like, I'll be completely honest here. Strategically, I was like, Rahad is the person that I want to cast because he's got more credits and is a bigger name, and that's going to do me better when it comes to, like, festival screenings and stuff like that. Filmmaking 101. So, yeah, that was part of the decision-making process. But, I mean, you know, BHP at the advanced level, you've got unlimited options with, like, talented actors, so it was pretty easy.
It's cool what they do at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. We've had 3 or 4 films from there.
Oh, cool.
I won't waste your time of your Q&A naming them, but yeah, a lot of the quality
Awesome.
is really good,
Yeah.
and you know, it shows. Yeah, I did not know it was Beverly Hills Playhouse,
Yeah.
but I'm not surprised that it's always a wonderful acting piece.
And it's
they're
really
always
nice,
well-written.
like, that you have that kind of the end of the year to encourage you to be like, get something together, make something, you know? Because as actors, you so rarely get to act. Like, you might audition all the time, but to actually fucking book, like...
And you didn't cast yourself.
No, but I did that in my last film.
Okay.
You can see it on Amazon before the dawn.
More from.
I had a question for
Yeah.
Cameron. Just as far as the acting in this film, had you done a role like this before, or how is this different to other roles that you've done?
Well, Alana gave me a great piece of direction, like, I guess when we were looking at, when she first sent me the script, and she just said, we were talking about the character, and she just said, Mother Lion. And I was like, okay, I got it. Boom. And so, I hadn't done quite that. I had done a role on Criminal Minds that was sort of similar, but she was like a bad mom who Shamar Moore is like trying to reform me or whatever. But this was somewhat new for me. But it worked well with the chemistry with the other actors. Was easy.
Right.
It felt like a family very easily for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
other thing. Like, you have a kind of inbuilt shorthand and chemistry and know how to... When you have, like, such a small budget and therefore short amount of shooting time,
Right.
you kind of need that to, like, go in and know each other. It helps, at least.
Right there.
And speaking of performances, I thought they were fantastic. And like a big example for me was the dinner scene where there's so little dialogue. And I mean this in the best way. It was almost like an exercise where it was just like, how was your day? But it was filled with so much subtext. Like every
Right.
look, how they ate their dinner meant so much.
Yeah.
And so how did you go about directing that, and how did you go about giving that performance?
I just think it's about, like, creating a tension. And I would not compare the two because they're completely different. But I don't know if for any of you who watched the first season of Big Little Lies, there's a scene. I'm not going to go into spoilers if you haven't watched it, but there is a scene where an accident happens, and so much of that scene is conveyed through, like, look and, like, you know, I'm looking at you, she said something, you're recognizing shit that means something, and so much, and so I kind of had in my mind, like, I just want there to be, like, a kind of unsaid dialogue that's going on here. You know, I don't really honestly have to do that much. Like, they kind of got it from the script, so it wasn't that hard. I mean, there were, like, little tweaks in, like, timing of stuff and levels, but, you know, they already kind of, like, intuitively knew where to go with it.
I guess I just focused on just protecting my son.
Right.
And then that's underneath everything, and you're,
Right.
you know, underneath the trying to eat the meal and get through it, you know, it's like, yeah.
Right. Anybody else? Well, it's really great work.
Thank you.
And well done.
Thank you.
What can I say?
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for showing that.